Hello everyone. So I'm back again with Wheat and Tears Part 2. So I started yesterday with the parable and a scenario of the farm. So this is just part 2 of one of the thought process. So let's go back to the farm of the wheat and tears. So that the wheat and the tears are all growing in this garden and this farm space. And they're all affected by weather conditions. They're all affected by environmental change that happen in the vicinity. And they're all affected by, everything that affects the soil. So if the soil has erosion and in that area of the farm, everything is eroded. So this is where we destroy familiarity between the wheat and the tears. Because the wheat will be like, we all go through environmental change, climate change, and this is where the wheat becomes familiarized with the tears. But this is where we're not needed to familiarize with the tears, because even though you go through environmental change, climate change, and all the things, whether it's good climate change or bad climate change, does not make you and the tears as one people. And this is what you have to know. There's certain times a tear might come out brown and the wheat is there, it's still growing. Because why? Nature itself has come to smite the tears. Maybe the sun or something. It's become so dry, water and stuff like that, exposing the true nature of the tears. But there's certain times when both tears and the wheat and the plants grow together, they flourish, they're green because they have water, they have sunlight and all of that. Both wheat and tears use sunlight to make their food, to process their food through the use of photosynthesis, excuse me for that. And in this regards, do not use that as a familiar ground to say, because we go through this, we are one people. We're not. And sometimes the sun will smite the tears, because even the sun was made not to smite the wheat. That's why he's promised it. It says, the sun shall not smite you by day nor the moon by night. That doesn't mean that some people will not have, there's certain times people who say they have sunburn and all of that. But when I'm talking about, I'm talking in deep aspect also. I am talking deeper. And I pray that you get this deep, because it says deep calleth unto deep, okay? And so if you're getting the revelation, you know where I'm heading. So the wheat and the tears are not one people, but they go through all the change that affects them. But only one is destined for the harvest of not destruction. The one is harvested to the threshing floor. The others does not go through the threshing floor. They're uprooted and burned. They're destroyed. So as long as you are in the environment thinking, this is how the enemy conquers you. We are all one. We all go through this. If you cut me, I bleed red. So also the plants will say, if you rub my leaves, it comes out green. It gives out green pigment. Just because it's blood and there is life in it does not mean everything is created by the Father. Now they're cloning animals. So do you want to say the monkey clone was created? The monkey itself is the creation of him, but the one clone, is it his perfect will? It's the goat clone, because they have blood too, the perfect will. So that you continue to be original and let the enemy continue to plant the carbon copy. You continue to know who you are, and don't stop using your words and knowing that you are the original and that you belong here. Do not let anybody tell you otherwise. The only thing that is required of you is obedience to the Father, because the wheat and the tear are always meant by his perfect will to go together till the harvest time. You and I don't know the harvest time yet. This is how you teach your kids. You teach your community. Just because A does this does not mean that B have to do it. Just because A is doing this and we all affected by this change, just like I gave for those joining in, the scenario that in the farm, both wheat and tears go through environmental change, weather change, they go through it. Okay? Even though one is the perfect will, one is in the plan. Okay? It was intended to plant that wheat seed. But the tears just comes up. And how does the tears come up? It's by some other kind of planting, and we'll go through it in depth. I'll continue. It's a series, okay? So for now, do not look at the environmental change. Do not look like the economic change, and that we all make our daily bread. Only one belong here, and the tears know that the wheat belong here. They know they're different from you. Sometimes the wheat only look and say, oh, we are all green. So that's where we are right now, and that's why a lot of people are lost. But the tears, have you ever seen a plant surrounded by 3 or 4 weeds around one plant? Because where they know that you have opportunity and there's a greater destiny, they go there to try to choke that plant, to suppress and oppress, because it's in the innate nature of the tears to suppress. That's what they're there for, to retrogress and to hate the wheat. So know that the world will not love you, because the world loves their own. You're not of this world. So do not expect love from this world either. Knowing that you're not of this world, but you're of the Father. I mean, yeah, bless you all.